So obviously we ended week 4 on a very sad note. There were a lot of emotions flowing in the practice area, which I think was good. We needed to really clear the air and really kind of put down the hammer, so to speak, because the way we were playing was just not acceptable.
He's wonderful, honestly. Someone set this guy up. Great man. Terrible. Okay, so let's move on to Horizon here, and it seemed like they just kept on bringing the pain. Yes. I think in general,
we already knew that we weren't going to make the playoffs for stage 1, so we kind of had a set goal in mind that we want to improve our communication. Mainly during the previous games on stage, our communication had been pretty dire. Compared to our practice, the difference was quite immense. We would be very organized during our practice in the practice facility, but during stage, there was a lot more emotions, there was a lot more excitement, more adrenaline, and I would kind of get thrown around, and the whole dynamic would be way different on stage. So that was our main goal for now, is to focus on that aspect and be stronger for stage 2.
Between fights, calm down, bring it down. Even if someone needs to say, let's calm down a little bit, just make sure you listen to that call, just bring it down. Make sure Zebo has room to talk with you guys, and make sure we have control of the old economy.
Obviously, we're going up against probably the strongest team in the league. Regardless of the result, we want to put all the things we talked about in our meeting into action and actually follow through and prove that we are capable of much more on stage than we actually had showed before. And the message I try to send to the guys is that we want to put ourselves in a position where whenever we finish a game on stage, we want to feel like we've left everything out there, and that if we lost to the better team, not because we beat ourselves.
I think if Dallas Fuel weren't in the Overwatch League right now, this would be the most disappointing team in the league.
I'm going back. Nice.
I got the trace again.
Going back. Send it.
Nice. Walking side castle, trace.
Maybe on point. Still a one.
I'm on a monkey. A monkey. Monkey's weak.
Switch baby, put card.
Okay. Got her. Get the mercy now.
You're 3. Play the point. Mini mark. Nice ball. On monkey. Diva on me. I died. Only step here.
Only mini.
He has the rip tire. He will take out our Meko.
Finished
off in the 85. That's going to be it. Not even a single point taken.
I'm devolting.
Diva point.
Looking for tire. I don't see it.
I'm dead.
Get 10 point.
You're 4.
They're weak. Tire coming in.
You're 4. Target me.
I'm dead. 3 point. Touch.
You're 2.
You have to get on.
Unlucky.
Where's Fafa? Where's Fafa? That's what the other thing. I need to go to the bathroom.
Is anyone in there?
Yeah, you guys, it got a little messy with comps in second, but it's only because we know that we have to call him out, and then we're calling a lot of other stuff, and then when we see him, it's like, we know that has to be the most important call, and then we hear it, and we just shut him down. Like for 3 minutes, he doesn't get used, but he's really, really good. The whole way through, we were in control every time, and they needed several miracle plays to pull out a draw. And that shows that we played really solid Overwatch, like pressuring the Genji, making sure we get those staggers. They needed a miracle pick on our Mercy on first. They needed a miracle pick on our Widow on second. Otherwise, we're just shutting down the push after push after push. So really, really solid. If we keep this up, then we win the next 2 maps. Jenkertown, they're not as strong on, and Ilios we've been really, really good on. So
today it was guaranteed that we weren't going to make playoffs anymore. So there was the pressure was non-existent pretty much. It was mainly us focusing on ourselves. In previous losses, it was us losing to ourselves most of the time, especially with communication, as said previously. So this game was we put our full focus on trying to communicate, which did in the end work out, and I think that showed the strengths of the team, and overall we played a better Overwatch today.
Still sucks, but doesn't suck as much. They played well. Not for 3 months anyway.
it's a step in the right direction, but we have a lot of work to do. And you gave yourselves really good chances to win most of the maps here. With Junkertown, we just gotta, obviously defense, we get snowball, we just keep leading so we only get one retake per stage pretty much. Attack, we did really well to put ourselves in situations to close the map, knowing that we need to force out ults. So we lose the fight, we force out Tire, double support, and then we know we have Valk and Genji Blade. The only thing there in that fight, the only thing that you can adjust is make sure we're going in through multiple entrances. Yep. So we don't all go in and take the same spam and open up for Pine's flank. Because if like we send 2 people right side, we force Pine out, we push up as a team, we take back map control. Yeah, he was on right side, and he drew a lot of aggression. Getting on Zupa. Yeah, and then they farm 5 ults. But we created a good opening with like a good ult spike. So we did everything right. It's just little details. But communication, it felt a lot better for you guys.
I wanted to stay payload because Pine was flanking. And I was like, if I'm on payload, you can flank as much as you want.
But beyond that, like, step in the right direction. We played against probably the best team in the league. So if we play like this, then we'll finish off the season with a win against Philly.
Realizing what happened in week 4 is what managed to bring us back in week 5, because we never wanted that to happen ever again. We never want to play like that ever again. It was a tough week, but I think it was a really good week for us in a way, because we learned a lot of things.
How did they allow the team? Because they love us.
Wasn't it the UK
hat? We bring a 3.
Yeah, they both just get taken into the car, it doesn't matter.
It's important for the
You're like Superman. The way you jump. Let's freaking go, Superman. It's Joe, everybody. It's my dad. That's my big boss. Can't even jump and hit his head. Oh, he actually kissed me too. Lip to face contact.
This can farm its Valk really fast.
I really think Boston should win this.
Just farm your supporters and win, please.
Jake? What? Oh, no, he's gonna die.
Jake is throwing.
Jake?
What? Oh my god, Jake.
Oh! What the f? No, just bleed and win.
Yes.
Free. Hello, guys.
Oh, dead. Dead.
Oh, what did he soldier off?
They have to blade,
They could like soldier.
Yeah, I'll get to that. Okay, guys, it's time to go.
What the
This is so intense. We talked about the game plan yesterday. Obviously, we expect a lot of defaults from them. We were probably going to run a lot of defaults ourselves. But as always, if they have a position or a hero we don't expect, just call it out early, adapt on the fly. Make sure if they're doing something to throw us off, we're fast to adapt so we don't get stuck in our defaults if they're not working. Same thing with what we talked about in terms of their dive. Obviously, that's key, shutting down their dive to win this game. But also, let's not fall into the same trap that we did on Ilios a couple of weeks ago, and to some extent on Eichwald, where we're just thinking about peel, and we don't think about the actual situation. Like, every situation is going to be unique. We're probably going to end up peeling a lot, but treat every situation uniquely, and don't be afraid to make the first move if that's what it requires for us to win the fight, right? Other than that, it just comes down to, as always, communication. It was really good on stage in our last game. Let's make sure we keep that up. Make sure we leave enough room for everyone to listen to each other and respond. If we do that, and what we did also in terms of someone just saying, like, come down, guys, between fights if it gets too loud, keep doing that. If we just stay measured throughout the game, let Zebo draw plans, listen to him, respond to each other, then we'll close the stage strong, right?
Most important thing, respond to each other.
Yes. All right, boys, let's get it.
Let's end on a high note, yeah?
Yes. Yes, boys.
We are expecting big things out of the Florida Mayhem, but their opponents are looking to come out with a win.
And to Vic, running towards the payload, can't quite stop it though, as Carpe gives him a tiny gun to the throat, but it's enough.
And Neptuno has held onto his Valkyrie this entire time, Doa. Through point B and now into point C. That's how dominant the Fusion have been in starting off some of these picks.
Meanwhile, Tavik trying to get some kills with that. Oh, there it is. He finds Neptuno with the Riptire. Wow. Meanwhile, again, Shadowburn waiting right. Oh, he waited until the trance was done, but Tavik was right there with the concussion mine. Dragon Blade denied, and Florida storming back on the defense.
Maybe that's the key.
First point has played so well. Like we didn't have to use anything because we just from a macro decision, like we just pulled the tanks, we fall back, mine falls back and peels. Like the only thing we needed to use like ult the remake. It was so clean. Comms were cleaner. We were listening. We were pulling it out in the clutch as well. A lot of good plays individually. So. Keep the groove going. There was maybe one moment where on our first push, where we were calling the Genji and we were reinforcing it, but Logi didn't know where it was.
Yeah. I said in Gendo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and that was the only time it happened. But yeah, just remember always positions super important.
In practice, we focus on how we wanted to play on stage and being able to translate that, our practice, to stage play. It was mainly communication, and the thing we kept telling each other all the time, and especially our coach Mineral, was you guys need to listen to each other, listen to Sebosai, and acknowledge each other, and follow up on each other, and work as a team.
Yeah, they want it. They want it bad, man. Up to 95% right now. Shadowburn takes out the Soldier 76, and Tavik claims another one here. Florida going crazy. There goes Boombox on the Mercy, and Poco on his lonesome down at the bottom of the point here. Goodbye, Poco's Mech. Goodbye, Neptuno. Florida wants to close this map out right here, right now. Overtime ticking away. And
come on!
Florida.
Nice! Come on! Oh my god, that was literally so close.
Come on, one more, boys.
Oh, come on.
Really good comms though in those intense situations. Very clear.
It was just shooting for free.
Yeah, so Night Market full dive they've done every single time. So watch out for flanks. They're gonna try and run around you, sandwich you, and look for one shots on your supports. On Garden, they did Pharmacy Lucio twice. So yeah, again, just identify early. Presumably they're just gonna play that mirror, but in case they have Zen, just make sure that's clear because it changes who we focus and how we play.
Point. Kill Genji, come on! So close. Oh, so close.
The morale was really good on stage, even though we maybe lost the first game. We always believed in each other and in ourselves that we could bring it back a lot of the times, and we were a lot more stable on stage. And I think the main ingredient to why that happened is because we actually listened to each other.
obviously nothing I can say now that's gonna make you guys feel better, but just want to let you guys know that going into this week, we're 1-7. We're coming off probably our worst week of the split, where we, it was kind of embarrassing the way we lost, and I am really proud of the way you guys have conducted yourselves this week, and it really felt like we took a massive leap forward.
One of the most important philosophies that I want to instill in my players is that you want to give everything in practice and make sure that you do everything in your power in order to win a game. And anytime you don't, anytime you can't look yourself in the mirror and genuinely say that I've done everything in my power to win this and to put myself in the best position to win, that's when you have regrets, and that's when handling losses is significantly more difficult. And the way we finished stage 1, I felt like everyone could genuinely say that they did their best, and they they gave everything they had. And so I think going into stage 2, what we can expect from Mayhem is to continue with that type of a philosophy. Everyone coming in, working hard, and making sure that we do everything in our power to turn this around. And obviously, we're going to have a new meta. We're going to have new players. There's going to be a lot of challenges, but if we continue to tackle them with the same positive attitude that we have so far, I feel like we can definitely turn this around.